They're great. Buy hostages. I didn't do much work on this video, but I'm gonna voice it. Alrighty. This is the last part, so hope you enjoyed the series so far. Sorry for no uploads. 3 vids in 9 days burnt the 2/3 of us out, mainly 2. Yeah. Alright. Alexander the Great has finally most of the Persian army, but King Darius of Persia is still alive. While campaigning through the Central Asian steppe, he hears that Darius is trying to make one last stand. He has an army that still outnumbers Alexander's, but he is out on the run. All right. So as we can see, Darius is in like Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan kind of areas. All right. So Alexander the Great, Alexander, Pharaoh of Egypt, Alexander, King of Europe, Asia, and the world. Alexander, the king of Persia, sent out to claim his reward for 6 years of fighting. Alexander wanted none other but the death of Darius and to be the only king of Persia. So he wants to be the king of Persia. Alexander earlier had burnt down Persepolis. I'm going to just go with that one. As both a moral bonus and to his men now saw all of the hardship come to bear and as revenge for the burning of Athens 100 years earlier. In reality, he likely just wanted to have an excuse to move the capital to Babylonia. While Alexander was moving towards Darius in order to kill him, he learned Darius' army had revolted against him and killed Darius, and one of his generals had claimed to be the new king of Persia. He hoped to get Alexander to chill and let him rule what little Persia was left. But as we all know, Alexander is not the chill. He is now the great. And he's got sunglasses too, so that's another thing. Alexander promptly did most certainly not chill and kept a chase. One of the major things that made Alexander not chill was the fact that Benis, yeah, we're going to go with Benis, renamed himself Artaxerxes, the king that invaded Greece. If you are an eagle-eyed viewer, you may notice that Alexander was not a fan of the Persian invasions of Greece. New name, new picture. Now here were some mountains between Alexander and Artaxerxes, though. Hey, Alexander is pretty smart. He won't go across the big mountains. Alexander proceeded to go across some big mountains. I think it's supposed to say thought, but we'll just go. Artaxerxes thought, oh no, and his soldiers were spooked and turned on him, imprisoned him, and brought him to Alexander. Then they crucified him. That's pretty sad, man. Oh no, he's getting crucified. Oh no. Alexander was now finally the unopposed king of Persia. Artaxerxes' army joined Alexander and turned his eyes onto India. Alexander was at the point addicted to conquer other and expanding his empire. Most Indians were like, oh shoot, and let Alexander subjugate them. Old map was too small. Look at this big boy empire. And all controlled by like a 20-something-year-old. Who would have guessed? Alexander moved into Punjab, where the only one who opposed him was a man named Porus, who was a great general and even a better statesman. So that's a pretty good combination. He tells Alexander to get lost, and Alexander smacks that boy with a solid no you, and the battle begins. Boy, cross the river you won't. Darn. Alexander knew that crossing the river would be a great way of to hecking die. So during the night, he led the best units over the river 25 miles downstream. Sneak. Porus sent his son with 2,000 cavalry to investigate what was happening, and Alexander's veteran army clapped him and killed Porus' son, but not all of the cavalry. Alrighty, so Alexander's cavalry go shoot some arrows at some elephants, the Punjabian elephants, while Alexander's other men move in. The Punjabian cavalry move back to retreat, while Alexander's cavalry fought with them. They get kind of encircled up in the more, I guess, northern area, and are about to be crushed, and are being crushed, while the Punjabian elephants and some of their men in the middle try to retreat. But remember these guys on the other side of the river? Oh, they're coming, and they're gonna murder them. It probably didn't sound like that. Alrighty. And then they go to murder some of the more Punjabi. Then Porus hecking fell off his elephant and got captured. Hate when that happens. All right. Initial army size: Macedonia, roughly 45,000 men. Punjab, about 35,000 men. Losses: around 1,000 men in total for Macedonia and roughly 12,000 men lost for Punjab. Alexander made Porus the governor of all land east of the Indus River and Punjab. Alexander knew they'd need good generals to maintain the empire. Oh no, it's a fever! After Alexander's death, his mighty empire split into 5 separate kingdoms after a 50-year war between themselves. So we got Potomac, Egypt. I'm going to say that's the Seleucids. I know those, and then Thrace, Macedonia, all that. But then I'm just going to say, I'm not going to try on the blue one. All right. Thanks for watching. Made entirely by Hostages 3 and 5. Also, join the Discord server. We post sneak peeks there and other random junk. Also, it'll just be in the description. Rip Alexander the Great. Baboo.